Welcome to This is Fitness, the podcast for the bodybuilding and all things fitness, bringing you real life version of the fitness industry from people who've lived and breathed it. We explore new trends and serious topics while dispelling myths and calling out stupidity within the fitness industry. Jimmy and Chris offer their unique insight, delivered with healthy sarcasm. Let's crush those fitness goals together. This is Fitness. And now your hosts, Jimmy Sadek and Chris Thomas.
Welcome to episode 6 of This is Fitness. Another week. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm good this week, mate. I've had a pretty good week so far compared to the last couple. So,
No dramas this week?
hey,
No dramas this week?
I know there's been dramas, but there are, in comparison to the last couple of weeks, is nothing.
Right.
It's getting towards the pointy end. So, like, even with a little bit of like mishap or like whatever happens, it's getting exciting, getting closer to the opening, getting all the equipment in. So now it's just the formality of just getting to the finish line.
So do we have an open date yet?
Look, it's the open date. Every time I set one, we just push it back. But tentatively, I'd like to be welcoming clients in it on the 15th of March, which will it won't be a massive grand opening or whatever. It'll just be a soft opening. We'll open the doors. We'll advertise that we're open. Trading will commence. And then we want to do like a big grand opening type of event. We'll do it in conjunction with Riley's having an open day.
Right.
Probably a month, 6 weeks after. And then I'll throw the invites out. I'll try and get as many of you boys down as possible. And we'll make it a bit of an event.
So that's soft opening's only about 2 and a bit weeks away, 2.5 weeks away, right? Something like that. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No tradie dramas?
Oh no, they're all right. They're almost finished. So, but there's always just something. Like yesterday was a debate on the reception desk, like the placement. Probably a little bit too small, but like we've also, like, me and my partners, we've never done this before either. So everything's a learning curve.
Right. Gotcha.
Like I've just learned to take it as a grain of salt. Like it gets frustrating at times, but like everything's a lesson. So if we go do number 2, it'll be way smoother.
Yeah, fair enough. So what about training? You training? Are you getting your training in this week?
Yeah. So like last week I didn't train. I trained once. You know that. So my new routine started this week. Basically, I'm trying to get ready for the center to open. So my new routine is wake up at midnight, 12:15 if I snooze, be out the door by 1:45 or 1:15, depending on when I start, like PT, 3 or 4, and I'll get my workout in anywhere between 1 and 2 o'clock to 3 or 4 o'clock, and then that'll set me up for the day. Come home to do the podcast.
Yeah.
To be fair,
yeah,
I did it. I've started kind of like a new. I'm trying a new kind of a diet too with it.
Yeah.
It's much like what we've done in the past with a type of more so a backload type approach. With a bit of an element of fasting in there too. Mainly because I'm starting so early. But everything seems to be going good this week. I'm not tired. Like I'm not more tired than I would be training in the Arvo or whatever. And I don't eat my first meal till 12. I'll have a shake. Like I'll have a shake around anywhere between 6 and 9 if I get hungry, but I don't have nothing post workout. And like I don't know if this is right or not, and it's probably wrong. But the way I envisioned it was like if you eat, your body has to digest, right? And if I'm on like minimal sleep, or not sub-maximal sleep, tendency to be tired, I'd rather take whatever energy the body uses for digestion, and it can be allocated somewhere else. And then when I get home, I get to chill out a little bit, get off my feet, I can start eating. I put the carbs in the backload type premise. All my foods in the afternoon, and it's all at carbs. So, and that fuels me for my workouts in the morning. and the morning workouts have been stupid. So far so good.
And what how many meals are you eating in the evening? How
I'll
many?
do 12, 3, 6, and then if 6 is a little bit late, I'll just leave it at 6. Or because I'm trying to put Apollo to bed at 7:30. When I wake up from putting him to bed, 'cause I generally fall asleep with him, I'll go out and I'll have something, oats or rice, and something's cooked off, a steak cooked or whatever, and then that'll be my pre-workout meal, and then I'll just go to sleep. So if I stick to my timeline, I'll be asleep by 8, wake up just after 12:30, still 4.5 hours, which I've been doing forever anyway. But then also, because I'm not driving to work either,
Yeah.
I catch up, I'll get a half hour on the way down at least, and get a half hour on the way back up. So
I mean, if I get less than 6, fucking, I can notice it. Like the next day, I'm tired, really tired. So
yeah, and it's not just a recent thing. Like this is an 8 to 10 year thing I've been rolling for 4 hours. You know, I'm just used to it. Like, and why I went back into a food for like a diet, cutting out all the shit that I was eating and whatever, because when I need to be on point with minimal sleep, like if my nutrition's on point, I find it a lot easier. I've got less inflammation, all that kind of stuff. So I'll make up for the lack of sleep in other areas.
yeah.
So how much sleep do you say you need? 6, roughly.
No, I was just saying that if I get less than 6, I notice it. Yeah, for sure.
You know what Verity says?
What's up?
She needs 9 hours sleep to function.
Look,
9.
I understand that, but the thing is, if you look at it really objectively, people occupy their bed for 8, 9 hours, but they really sleep for 8 or 9 hours? You know, it might happen every now and again, but very rarely.
How long does it take you to fall asleep?
Probably no more than 15 minutes.
Are you a thinker? You are a fucking thinker.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, nighttime's just my worst enemy, basically.
That's much.
I
think it's much. So basically, as soon as I sit on my bed, I put my sleep machine mask on. I'll hit the pillow before I kiss Verity goodnight. I'm asleep. Out like that, bang.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme? That meme that says 4 a.m. knows all your secrets, all my secrets. That's me, 100%. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's like, you know, me and the moon and my thoughts. So,
Chris, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't like idle time, man. I'm one of those people who's got to keep active. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but forever. This is a trained thing. I've taught myself to not worry about anything. Like my like little saying is I don't care. I do care about people. I do care about things, but like I don't care. Like usually you think about shit that's out of control. Something's out of my control. Like I can't do a thing about it. I won't think about it. I don't care about it. It does not bother me at all. If I can actively do something about something, I don't even think about it. I'll just do something about it.
Well, that's the best way to be, because, like, I mean, you're stressing yourself over nothing. So, I don't know, man. I've always been like that. I always fall asleep though. It's just that, I don't know, man. I just have a routine when I go to bed. Like, you know, I have a shower, like basically immediately before I go to bed. Doesn't matter. Like, I have to have a shower, basically get out of the shower and just dry off and just slide straight into bed.
I remember this story, because you don't like going to bed with dirty feet.
Right. Well, yeah. And my feet don't touch the floor on the way from the ensuite, which is 2 steps to bed either. But then I just do some breathing basically for a while and just make sure that I'm breathing properly, like breathing techniques. And then that calms me down. Not that I'm hyped. I'm not hyped when I go to bed. I'm always grateful to go to bed, but it just ensures that I'm not allowing something stupid to sneak in. Because it's always like, dude, you know, the older you get, you're carrying dumb shit around with you every day, right? You know, it's the way it is. So it's about not allowing it to come in at that point in the evening when there's no point, you know, and then you lay in bed and you sit there and think about it and ponder about it, and it gets worse and worse. So,
when you sleep, do you dream?
Yes.
I don't dream either. I don't remember them ever.
Yeah, no, I have vivid dreams, man. Like, some days the dreams are so vivid that when I wake up in the morning, I actually have to convince myself that they weren't real.
See, I don't like. We're so fucking opposite with some shit, eh? Like, I fucking do not dream. I can remember like 2 dreams my entire life.
Yeah, no, man, I had a weird one the other night. Like it just spun me out. I'm just looking at it going, and in the dream, I was saying to myself, "This is a dream because this is just so ridiculous. It's actually a dream." Yeah. But man, I didn't train yesterday. Which normally Tuesday's a training day for me. But it was kind of a weird day yesterday. Like I was sitting there and I was really enthused to train because I've been training so well. And like I was keen to go to the gym and I was looking forward to going to the gym because I'm making some good inroads. My food's absolutely even more immaculate than normal, right? Just because I want to. Um, but I couldn't see the training session in my head. I mean, I know people are going to sit there and go, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I know.
But I couldn't see it. I couldn't vision it clearly, right? It was like there was like a haze between me seeing the session. So I'm just like, fuck. Anyhow, and then I was just doing my work because I like what I always do in the mornings. And I was really on with my work, right? And the concentration was amazing. And I went, you know what? I'm really on with this. I can see this. Just do this. And don't worry about it. Just fucking train tomorrow. And I've actually trained today, which I don't normally train Wednesday. Last week I tried to get up and I trained early in the morning. But that didn't work out because that was like a 7 o'clock in the morning crowd. I'm never there at 7 in the morning. So then you run into people that you don't normally see. So then it's like, oh, what have you been up to? And all this sort of stuff. I was like, fuck, man, I've got like an hour and 15 minutes to get this done. You know, I don't really want to talk about your kids' kindergarten. Okay. Straight up. So anyhow, I know that sounds cold, but fucking hell, man. Like people are just losing sight of the fact that we're going there to train, like,
Yeah.
see the phone on the ground there? You see how that number's ticking over? That's my stopwatch, okay? It's not my fucking Instagram, right? It's my stopwatch. I'm on a clock.
You know how to combat that?
What's that?
Train at 1 in the morning. Nobody's there.
Yeah, I know.
No one's there. It's fantastic.
Look, the time I train is not that bad anyway, because I'm always training in between that sort of 11:30 to 1. So it's always pretty good. But you'll always just get trapped, and then you get that person that just motions you with the you dude, they're on for a fucking reason. Like, I don't want to pull them aside to listen to you go. Just give me a fist pump and just fucking keep moving and we'll talk about it later.
Mhm.
That's what fist pumps were invented for, weren't they?
Well, like it depends. Like a lot of people take some time between sets now.
Sometime. Yeah, I know.
Like we've traditionally always trained fast.
Right.
Like I've always trained kind of like with volume. So I need to I've never really wanted to lift like maximal poundages and take super long time between sets. Like, and I'm at the stage now too. I just want to get the workout done and get out. Especially working in the gym all day too. I mean, I see people at the gym. Okay, we have people at the gym. They legitimately, and I hand on heart, swear to God, they're at 5:36. Do not leave till 10.
Right. Okay. So this is the thing, and I know everyone's different, right, with that sort of stuff. But like,
they're retarded.
Right. Well, that's retarded. But I know people are different. But this is the way I think, right? And this is like when if I have a really good session, but my session's got real good flow as well, then it's even better. So there's all different scales to me about how that session felt, right? Now, this is what people don't realize is that I'll sit there and look and I go, right, this first movement that I've got here, I'm doing 8 reps. I've got 3, 0, 1, 0 of tempo. I'm just being hypothetical. Well, actually, that's what I'm actually doing at the moment, right? So this primary movement is 3, 0, 1, 0, and it's 8 reps, and it's got 90 seconds rest, right? So my mind just goes straight away, well, there's 4 seconds of tension in that movement, right? Per repetition. 8 by 4 is 32. So there's 32 seconds of time under tension, right? Multiply that by 4, right? And then, so what's that?
2 minutes.
Right. And then you add 3 90-second rests after set 1, after set 2, and after set 3. And basically, when I start, I look at that and I go, righto, when I start this thing, this is when I should be finished this whole sequence. And then I move on to the next sequence. So I know exactly how long the workout should take. And actually, when I write the programs, I structure them that way. So when I get people come back to me, because I get it all the time, clients will come back and they go, oh, it's a really long session. Like I was in there for like an hour and 35 minutes. I said, physically impossible unless there's traffic. Do you know what I mean? So,
However,
mm,
I'm going to cut that bit out because that description of a training plan makes mine sound like it's written in a kindergarten, and you're going to take all my clients. So let's not talk about training anymore with Chris. Mine's like incline bench press, 3 sets of 8.
so listen, Nat, cut that out, but don't cut that out. No.
I'm going to fucking go broke.
But look, it's anyhow, we'll leave that one there. But that's
But that's
it. Look, that's just what adds to the frustration for me while I'm training, and why I get frustrated when I'm getting constantly stopped, right? And then also the other side of it too, there's that thing where you're coaching people in the gym, and that's cool. You want to give them acknowledgement at the same time, but at the same time, you also want to do your session because it's your time. But you also sorry?
Live 1 hour away from where you work.
Yeah. But you also want to, by being staunch in that setting that standard, you're also actually teaching them how important it is when they do their session to be the same in their session. So, it's just it's one of those things you're tiptoeing around a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's a tough one. But anyhow. Yeah. So
But you also got to walk that fine line too, because and a problem is if someone that you don't know comes up to you, that can just be a genuine inquiry. So it's like, do you entertain the hi, how are you politely, and then they might start asking you about coaching or whatever. But how long are you going to give that? And then you're like, okay, does my work now heed more importance than my workout?
Well, that's the gray area. I mean, the answer to that is no. I mean, work always does come first, but at the same time, you've also got to measure the importance of yourself and your time too. Like, because a lot of the time it's really difficult. Like, I mean, honestly, if you get an hour clean, right, to do your stuff, you will get a lot of work done and a lot of volume done in an hour if you can just attack it without, without speed bumps, so to speak. So it's a tough one. I tend to try to go for the fist pump and keep moving, and hopefully that works. And then afterwards, I will, excuse me, if they're still there, I will go up to them afterwards and say, "How you going?" and talk to them then, and try to follow it up that way. But what do you do, man? It's like,
it's like probably okay. Me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have stopped for shit.
Right.
But me now, I'd probably stop and entertain and chat to them, especially if like they're asking serious questions about coming on board or what they've seen me do or etc. I'll stop my workout now because I'm like, listen, like whereas before 10 years ago too, if I was tired, I'd still go train.
Right.
Whereas if I'm tired, I'm not going to train.
If they state that fact up front, then it's a different situation, So if what it comes down to, man, it's the small talk. Okay, just don't do the small talk, right? If you got something to say, proper to say, good to say, important to say it. Don't just come up and go, "So you like doing stuff?" Keep that shit to yourself. Okay, just come and say something proper. Anyhow,
I pretty much the way I've learned, actually, by not even trying, is when I'm at the gym I work at, I give all my clients the time of day.
Yeah.
If they come up to me midway, and look, the majority of them wouldn't even do it, right? But if they do, I'll stop chat to them. It's kind of like okay, because I'm coaching you, it's like we can talk. But if I don't coach them or I don't speak to them or I've never seen them before and they come and speak to me midway through a workout, I'll just tell them I'm going to speak to you later.
Look, I do the same. So I'm never going to not talk to someone who's a client or something like that. But it's more just speaking matter of factly about the topic than anything else. But and today I actually got stopped today when I trained, right? And fortunately, I got stopped at the beginning before I started, and I got stopped twice. So it was kind of like a delayed start. But then I had to turn around and go, right, now you've got to get your head back into where you're at, because I was already walked over there, pulled out my program, put on the ground, set up my shit, worked everything out, how I'm going to do this. And then I got stopped, and then I got stopped, and then all of a sudden it's like that I needed to refine that momentum that I was creating, if you get what I mean. So, but it ended up being a fucking good session. So that was it.
I stopped the fight in the gym today.
Oh, did you?
I was coming down the stairs, and my client was waiting for me, like motioning like to the free weight area. I'm like, what do you mean? I go, you want to do that? He's like, nah, I won't fight. I'm like, oh, what? So I jumped down the stairs, and I'm like, just hearing these two guys yelling at each other. One's a real old school WOG guy, right? And the other's a little Indian. Like, hey,
so the WOG guy, let's give me a nationality. It's not racist. We're both WOG, so we can say this.
Turkish.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, at the gym, the same time, every fucking day for the past 20 years. Right. So walk over, I could call his name. He looks at me, I go, I just go, don't. Right. And he's like, but it doesn't matter, bro. Just don't do shit. I go, you'll kill this guy. So I moved him out of the table. I go, what happened? He goes, he pushed me. I go, why did he push you? He goes, I don't know. I had my back turned. I'm like, okay. So regardless of the story, the guy pushed him. He didn't push his back. So it's on the other guy. So I said, can you just stay here? Went and spoke to the other guy, and I said, look, regardless of circumstance right now, you have to leave. I said, if you leave right now, no harm, no foul. No one gets spoken to. No one gets kicked out of the gym. No one does nothing, but you just de-escalate the situation and go. He just kept wanting to tell me his side of the story. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. All right. Anyway, he said, look, hey, can I speak? And I said, okay, tell me. He goes, he went to use my bench and he had headphones on, and I screamed at him 3 times and he didn't stop. So I pushed him. I said, you just said he had headphones on. Why don't you stop screaming after the first time and just wait until he looked at you? He couldn't answer me, right? And then he demonstrated his push on me. So he pushed me. I was like, what are you pushing me for? I said, okay, look, you need to get off the gym floor. I said, look, and he goes, I want to work out. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. And when he pushed me, I realized a little bit now, right? I said, okay, you can either leave the gym now or you can go upstairs and do cardio for 45 minutes. I said, the guy finishes at 2. I said, you can come back to the gym floor at 2, finish your workout. He goes, oh, now you're working with me. All right, cool. I'll go and do cardio. So he went upstairs, did cardio. The other guy left. I'm like, you realize I just put you into the naughty corner?
Now you're working with me. That's good.
Mate. Yeah, so that was pretty entertaining today. That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, we got one fella in our gym that just is one of those people that has an altercation with everyone. Yeah, had an altercation with me one day, and yeah, let's just say he's very fortunate that he copped the older, mature version of me, and that just won't engage in that nonsense, because if he copped that version from 10 years ago, he would have got dumbbelled or something. So
I treated this guy like a school kid. I gave him 2 options, so he thought he was in control. But he's still doing what I wanted to do, mate. So, hey, look, to be fair, it's pretty funny.
If it was me, right, and you said to me, listen, you can go up and do cardio, right, for 45, we'll come downstairs, I would have just left, because I wouldn't have done the cardio.
100%. I would have just gone. I would have de-escalated, but and gone. The fact he went up and did cardio was like, I literally put him in the naughty corner. And I said, okay, I can't believe another grown man lets another grown man tell him to go and do cardio. Anyway, he was in the wrong, and I de-escalated it. No harm, no foul. That was the way.
Well, that's good. So something just popped in my head today, right? So obviously I keep going on about swapping foods and shit. So I'm not going to get into that again because I've done it enough. Okay. But people swapping foods and doing all that sort of stuff, and, provided, anyhow, I'm going to just throw this out there. I'm just going to ask a question. I'm not actually going to answer it either. I just want to throw it out there so some people can think. If you had 3 groups of people on 3 different islands, right? And one group was fed nothing other than protein completely, right? That's group 1. Group 2 was fed nothing but carbohydrates. And group 3 was fed nothing but fats. Right. What group will have the greatest longevity and what group will die first?
The group that takes the most steroids will have the longest longevity.
I love it. I love it.
It has to be protein, surely.
Well, I think that's a given. So it's not that I'm going to sit there and state what the answer is. I'm just interested for people just to actually think about what I've just said. And in an attempt to think about what I just said, just ask yourself if all.
What about you had to choose 2 of those groups? So protein, fat, carbs. If you could only choose 2.
Right.
Which would you?
Say
Okay, so you had to choose either
Yeah.
2 or 3. So protein, fat, carbs.
Yeah.
You only choose 2 of those 3. Which 2 would you choose?
Well, I'm going to tell you the answer is easy for me, but people are going to straight away assume that that's the way that I eat because I don't. Okay. Because people already, because I eat protein and fats for breakfast, they think I'm a keto person, and I'm absolutely not. I eat carbs all fucking day long, and you know this, right? I'm a carb animal, okay? But I do enjoy, I prefer to eat protein and fats as meal 1, and I feel that the stabilization of blood sugar is a very beneficial thing, and I think it keeps off cravings and keeps you concentrated. But if I was put into that situation there, and I had to choose 2, it would be absolutely, without question, I would eat protein and fats.
Why didn't you just say that? Because that's what you should have said.
No, because people already sit there and think that I'm a keto person because
I thought you were going to just say protein and carbs for some reason.
You did.
Yeah, because you went on about how you're a protein and fat guy and blah, blah, blah. But
No.
I'm going to choose this on the island.
No, people like to pigeonhole me and go, you're a keto person for some reason because I eat protein and fats for breakfast, but I'm actually not. So I thought if I answered it that way, they'll go, he's just a keto person. So I kind of felt like I had to go around the block before I answered the story. But protein and fats without question for me.
Right. Huh? If anybody changes their first meal to protein and fat opposed to protein, carbs, and whatever, that will be cleaner. 2. There's no such thing as an essential carb.
Wow.
So, protein, fats.
There you go. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I was doing this morning. I think I was mopping. And that came to my mind, right? And I was like, you know what? If I remember, I'm just going to say it out loud. Yeah, just to see.
That's really a no-brainer.
I think so, But okay, what do you think will be group 2? Yeah, there you go. See.
But that goes back to my comment. There's no such thing as an essential carb.
Right. So that's, if you said to me, what's your answer? It's protein 1, fats at 2, and carbs will die at first. There you go.
Steroids 3.
Sorry?
Steroids 3. And then what?
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. All right, cool. I like that.
That's actually a pretty good question. We should put that down on a poll.
Okay, let's do it.
What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend? I haven't got much planned this weekend because I don't have to go to the coast to work this week because Leggy's going overseas. So I've got work to do for this project here. So I'll do that. Saturday I'm going to train in the morning, and then that's it. I'm going to chill. When's the next UFC on? The pay-per-view? It's not this weekend, it's the next weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I like my UFC pay-per-view Sundays, man, once a month too. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna mow the yard too, Sunday morning, 8 a.m.
Yeah. I went out to clean the pool today.
You did?
The pool cleaner already came.
Oh, really?
I wanted to do it because it was sunny.
And was it actually clean? Did you realize that it was good?
Yeah, and then I just sunbathed for like 15 minutes. I try and get at least 15 minutes of sun. I'm inside all day. So when I get home, I try and just stay outside for 15 minutes and do something.
I know. There's so many basic things that you
And
can.
hopefully I'll be able to put people through and put myself through the equipment in the recovery center.
Yes.
I'm hoping it's all set up on it.
How many square meters is the floor space?
300-ish.
So that's pretty much the same size as my old gym then.
Yeah, it would be. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, and then we got like maybe 30 squares upstairs where like with the massage room, podcast room, and my offices.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, we had 300 squares upstairs of nightclub, remember?
mm-hmm. The gym was a nightclub sometimes too.
Especially when you put that panda film up around the thing and blacked it out.
No, but like it's actually for a recovery center, the place is big.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has actual recovery things in it. Not just like hot boxes and cold pools.
So I'm intrigued, right? So we came to Brisbane, right? Because we caught up and we did the podcast in Brizzy. And you were doing your like research and stuff. Did you get much out of the research? You did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the first thing I took from them was
The slushy.
that they gave people who were doing the saunas. They were
Right.
doing hydration slushies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing.
They were just refreshing as shit. So Simon Reese has hooked me up with he's got 2 hydration formulas that I'm gonna use in the slushy machine.
Right.
So 2, and then I get like 5 flavors out of them, and we'll just rotate through them. And we'll stock them ones. He's sworn to me that his one's the best. So he's not lied to me before. So I'm gonna use that. What else did I get from him? I got they had contrast, but like a proper contrast therapy room with a hot bath, like not a hot, yeah, like a hot tub type thing. With then they had the cold plunges, and doing the proper contrast therapy of 4 cold, 3 hot, 4 cold, 5 hot, 4 cold, 5 hot, 4 cold, back to back, and like I sold $1 million after that. So I incorporated that, and just. But I only went to the ones in Brisbane. The Brisbane ones are the only ones that have pretty much the same modalities that we have here.
Right.
But I worked it out. Why all those recovery centers that have everything in Brisbane are all in the flood zones. So the lease is cheap.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I
because
didn't think of that.
So
yeah, do you remember the areas you went to? Not really. Now.
West End?
Okay, yeah.
West End, and there was another one. But like why I jumped on ours, it was because our rent is cheap. Like fucking really cheap for Sydney. So that was like reason number 1. And then because it was so big too, I can put everything in there. You don't need to go anywhere else. From like oxygen therapy to cryo to sauna to lymphatic drainage. Like we got a massage guy too. Like we have everything there. Red light therapy bed. Like the red light therapy bed is the most wild thing of them all. Like the price of these things, you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize what they can do, and you're like, okay, this is why not everywhere has them. It's an investment and a half.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing it. What's the date for the New South Wales show?
April.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely see it then. But like even like if you're doing a show and you don't come and use this lymphatic drainage massage suit or like just water distribution, you're a fucking moron. It's like, I don't know, have you ever had a lymphatic drainage massage?
No.
They're the only massages that you actually can stand up, and because you're lean too, right? You stand up and go, what the actual fuck just happened?
Right.
It's just a water flush. So any of that superficial fucking water that's over the muscle and under the skin,
if
you're lean, dude, it's gone. Because it works in chambers. It's like going between like even like in jail, you go through this door.
Mm.
You got to close that door, open this door, then go through that door, close that door. That's how they work. Like if you get a normal person to do it, they'll just go from like section to section. They can't do it like a normal massage.
Right.
Like yeah, it's just stuff like that's wild.
That's good.
So there's lots to learn. There's lots to do. But yeah, I'm currently putting together like they're very similar to like that superhuman protocol that all the celebs and that do. So the red light exposure, the EMF mat.
Oh, really?
Cryo, heat exposure,
Yeah.
oxygen. So I'm just working out a round robin so I can come and get it over and done with 90 minutes. I think it's about 90 minutes. I'm just trying to work out pricing because if I do it at recommended retail, it's fucking stupid. I'm contemplating doing it at like cost, just for the networking type of aspect for it.
That's really good.
But that is for legitimate like longevity. Like that's looking after your insides.
Yeah.
Like has nothing to do with your physical appearance, which I'm sure will probably help down like in the long run. But
yeah,
that's like purely on the like for your insides.
Shit. And what else? I'll tell you what, actually, I've been in nighttime when I'm trying to slow my mind down before I go to bed. Like I just get on YouTube and just flick through shit. Right. So I just watch random shit, and some of the stuff that comes up is just unbelievable. But anyhow, interesting. Have you watched any stuff of Trump's press lady?
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah, because remember he had that one.
Yeah, she's better than
He had
her.
that one 4 years ago, and she was amazing. And the one he's got now, I don't know where he finds it, but this one's brutal, man. Like I actually just the other night just watched about probably an hour and a half of clips of her just destroying reporters, right? And it's really quite funny because these woke ones are the ones that are always asking her dumb questions, right? And she just buries them, right, with facts. And she speaks so clearly. It doesn't get flustered and with such poise. It's actually really funny to watch. And they've got nowhere to go. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because I saw it the other night. It was quite cool. I watched
the matches. It matches the whole
their
whole vibe, their whole thing they're going for.
Yeah. I think Trump's gotten a bit more brutal in his responses too now that he's in as well.
I don't think he gives a fuck anymore.
He's
more controlled and like doesn't like say as stupid shit as he once did, but he goes in harder.
Yeah. Well,
it's entertaining.
Something's got to happen with this country because, like, it's not cool paying like $10 for 3 lemons, man. I said this last week. Like that's just like get a grip. Seriously, get a grip. Like I mean, everyone's too busy worried about offending this person and offending that person and making this group okay and this group okay. Dude, you're paying $10 for 3 lemons. There's a bigger fucking problem here than fucking offending old person over there because they wear their hair a stupid way or something.
You know what I worked out when I was in high school?
Right.
100 ml Diet Coke was $1.70.
Right.
You're paying upwards between $4.50 and $6.50 some places now.
For what? How big? How big?
Diet Coke.
Yeah. Man. Okay. So obviously it's going to show my age, but I remember I never used to get tuck shop. Okay, ever, because like I'm sure everyone has seen fucking Wog Boy, right? Okay. And they've seen him lay out his lunchbox with the salami and the celery and that thing. That was absolutely fucking me. Literally. Like I used to try and eat it behind my lunchbox because it was embarrassing, but it was still the best thing ever. Right. And then I'd get a fucking, I'd have leftover pasticcio from the night before and it was just the best. Meanwhile, these kids are eating plastic cheese with white bread and stuff like that. But what was my point? I got off track there. I got carried away with the Wog Boy thing. Oh, good work. Completely sidetracked myself.
What are you talking about? You remember? No, the price of shit.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you're right. I don't know how I segued that hard. That's ADHD. I don't know how I segued that hard into that. And I better say what I'm going to talk about before I forget it again. My mum gave me lunch money, right? For the first time, right? And she gave me $1, which was just $1 was just enormous amount of money, right? And I remember I went and bought, because I'd always eaten just completely clean, like just whole food that my mum had made. So I ended up buying 2 sausage rolls, 2 chocolate donuts, and a drink. And it cost me 96 cents, right? And I got 4 cents change because we actually back then still had 1 and 2 cent coins. So, and a can of Coke was like 20 cents, man. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it's so ridiculous, the point that we've gotten at. And like now, if you want anything done or anything, like for example, the other day, I got someone just to lodge some paperwork. I could have done it myself. Like I absolutely could have just emailed it myself, but they had to lodge it because they're acting on my behalf. $275 just to fucking lodge it. I'm just like, you didn't even fucking do anything. It's like there's a standard baseline amount now. As soon as someone moves, it's $250. Like once upon a time, people wouldn't even work. They'd work 8 hours a day and they wouldn't get $250. Now someone picks up the phone and dials a number and it's $250. Man.
Everything is expensive.
Yeah, but people are still concerned about worrying about not offending people, man. Fucking fix the economy, man. Get rid of this fucking moron that we've got in power. And seriously, get some people in there serious about actually turning the fucking shit round.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I feel you.
And then, yeah, so anyhow, I won't get too political now. I could have gone into another segment. I'm going to hold
it. We'll save that for the next one.
Yeah, save it for the next one.
All right. Well, on that note,
yeah,
we are out. What episode was it?
Sorry?
What episode?
It's episode 6. I'm 90% certain. So, yeah, episode 6, over and out.
All right, mate. I'll see you later.
All right. See yous.
This has been This is Fitness. With over 60 combined years in the fitness world, Jimmy and Chris have walked the walk and are here to share what really works. Their passion is to explore new trends, dispel myths, and call out the stupidity within the industry. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find Chris on social media at Chris Thomas Alpha Ethos and his website at alpha-ethos.com. Find Jimmy on social media at jimmysadak.designercoaching and his website at www.jimmysadak.com. See you next time on This is Fitness.